I'm sitting in the lobby of the Tewksbury State Hospital waiting for a meeting with a social worker about my husband, John, who's 62 years old. John, 7 years ago, was diagnosed with Huntington's disease, and I've been caring for him at home with my daughter since then. But we've been getting concerned about his safety at home now. So we've thought it's time to make another plan. But this isn't the plan I thought I would be making now. When we were 25, John and I had traveled cross-country in a van that John had refurbished. We traveled out to the Rocky Mountains and the Grand Canyon, and we went to Big Sur. And we'd always said that when we were going to retire, we'd travel again. But that's not going to happen. I'm here making another plan, and John isn't even with me. I wait, and a social worker comes. His name is Eric, and he's really nice, and he wants to know a little bit about our family. And I tell him, well, John and I were high school sweethearts. We've been married for nearly 40 years. We have 3 wonderful kids, and he was a musician, and I used to go down the bars in Harvard Square and watch him play. So Eric and I start walking around the Tewksbury Hospital, which is big. I'm immediately overwhelmed by all the rooms, and I'm really not able to take a lot in, but I hear words. I hear health plans and medication logs. I hear physical therapy, speech therapy. But what I really do is I look at the faces of the patients that I see, and I think, can I see my husband, John, here? And Eric, at some point, we're just about finishing up the tour, and he says to me, how you doing? What are you thinking? And I say, Eric, I can't do this now. John can't come here. He can't see. Some of these people are sicker than him. He can't know he's this sick. And Eric says to me, I think John knows he's pretty sick. And I think that it's probably important for your whole family and for John that you stay well. And I think we might be able to help you with that. So think about it and call us if you need me. But then he says, before you leave, though, we're going to go by the activity room. Come on down because they're having a music program. And I think, a music program at one of these places. They probably play Frank Sinatra singing I Did It My Way. That's not John's kind of music. But, I'm on the way out, and I'm just really dying to get out at this point. But I get to the activity room, and Eric opens the door. He waves in to Terry, the therapist who's in there, and they're not playing Frank Sinatra. They're playing Springsteen, and they're playing Born to Run. So I say, this is my cue. Thank you very much. I'm going to need to leave now. I'm going to run right out of here. And I do. I leave. I go home. But I'm sitting in my car, and I'm thinking, they were playing Springsteen. John does like Springsteen. So a few weeks later, I am parked in the parking lot of my work. I am running through the parking lot because I'm late for a meeting with some prospective parents that are coming to look at the school for their child. And I'm late because I have just had the worst morning. I've had the hardest morning. I had given John his oatmeal breakfast. I tried to be really organized. I leave him for a couple of minutes, and I go to get my things all packed up to come to work, and I come back, and John has all his CDs out, many, many, many CDs. He's looking for a song, and he's just adamant he's going to find this CD with this song on it, and inadvertently, the last of the oatmeal gets spilled on the CDs, so we have a little oatmeal CD mess going on. So I have to take that. I have to clean that up, and then I go and I try to help him a little bit, but I say to him, John, I'm sorry. I have to get to work. There's people waiting for me. I'm already late. I promise I'll come home early. I really do. And I run out. And there I am, running through the parking lot, running up the steps, running into my office, and I have to be very happy to see these parents to talk about their 3-year-old who wants to maybe come to our school. I apologize for being late. We walk down the hall. I'm going to show them the rooms. And about, halfway down the hall, I realize I have a smear of oatmeal down the front of my black pants. So I try to cover it up a little. I find a paper towel somewhere along the tour, and I finish. They actually enrolled their child, too. I finish, and I come back to the office, but I make a few calls, I pack up anything I need, and I leave for the day. And I go out to my car, and I just give myself a few minutes, and I sit there, and I think, I am just so torn. I'm so stressed. When I'm at home, I'm thinking about what I should have done at work. When I'm at work, I'm worried about John. I always feel this way. And I'm not doing a good job in either place anymore. So I call Eric at Tewksbury Hospital. I leave him a message. I ask him if there is an available bed. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do about the available bed, but I make that call. And it's not just about what happened this morning. It's the fact that John nearly fell down the basement stairs again, and that was when I was home. It's the fact that some medication was missing recently. It's the fact that 2 police officers showed up at my door one day to talk about an incident that happened outside when I wasn't home. And it's about the fact that John doesn't want anyone coming in to help. He only wants me or my daughter Lindsay, our daughter Lindsay, to be with us. So, and we're needing more and more help. He wants less help. So when Eric calls that night and says, next week, there's a bed available, I say, okay, we'll get John there. So now I have to figure a way to get John to the hospital, and this is not going to be easy. I know that. And I do the only thing I can think of to get him there. I lie. I lie, and I tell him that his doctor wants him to have an evaluation at Tewksbury Hospital. Now, I tell myself it's a white lie because he'll have an evaluation when he gets to Tewksbury Hospital. It's just that I know that after he has the evaluation, the outcome will be that he will be admitted to the hospital, into the HD ward. And he doesn't know that. And he doesn't want that. And that is exactly what happens. I do get him to the hospital. And that is a story in itself. It was difficult. And it was even harder to keep him in the hospital. John did not want to be there. He didn't want all the things that I had chosen the HD Unit 4. He didn't want the therapies. He didn't want the activities they had. And he sat in his room for a very long time. He waited for me or his brother Walter or my daughter Lindsay to come and visit, and he talked about, when am I leaving? I want to find out. I want my doctor to tell me I'm going to leave soon. One time, my kids came up without me, and he used his parental authority to say to them, you take me home. Pack my bags. I'm coming home with you right now. My kids were traumatized. John, it was a big scene there at Tewksbury Hospital that day. But anyways, what this does to me, this was days, this was weeks, this was going into months. He wasn't happy there. The staff was great. They were telling our family, it takes time. Transitions are hard. But, I needed something. I needed something to tell me that things were going to get better. And, by the way, I am doing better. I mean, I have an easier job, right? I'm not caring for John every day. I have a whole people in the hospital who are doing so much work. It's an easier life for me. I'm driving a lot to go back and forth to the hospital every day, but I don't have that angst in my stomach every day that I'm going to come home and find him on the floor. So I'm looking for a sign. I'm looking for some kind of a sign that tells me that things are going to get better. Things aren't going to be perfect, but just that he's going to be able to adjust. Or then I'm thinking, maybe I can't do this. Maybe he has to come home. Maybe I have to change my plans. So I go up one day looking for that sign, And I see on the activity board that Terry's doing a music program this morning. And I think, oh, if only John would be in there, it would make me feel so good. Terry and Eric have been trying really hard to lure John into the activity room with the music that he likes, with some success, but not a lot of success. So I'm getting closer and closer to the door, and I'm listening, and I hear Bob Dylan. And I think, oh, that's a good choice for John. He's a big Dylan fan. So I listen for a while. I go down, and I look, and John is in the room. So it's already a good sign. I'm already happy. But after that song is over, Terry says, you know, I want to play another CD for you. I want to play. Someone right here in this room is a singer-songwriter. John McDonald is. And I want to play you a song from his CD. I want to play Angel Midnight. And she puts it on. And there he is in the middle of a group of people. There's patients, there's staff, there's family members. And once again, people are listening and appreciating his music. And I'm just so grateful to these wonderful people who really tried to get to know John and knew what it was that was going to get him to acclimate. And of course, it was the music. It's always about the music for John. So, you know, it was such a journey. It was such a hard journey. There were so many problems and so many difficult times. What I learned is to, look for help and accept help. Know that I can't do everything myself, and I can't even do the best job myself at some point. I need other people in there. And I learned to persevere through really difficult times and stick with it. And I also learned to just really look for that sign. Look for something that was going to tell you you're at least on the right path. And listen for the music. Thank you.